everybody, thank you very much for joining me. Today's reading is going to be how do they feel when they see you. We're going to have a look at exactly that, then we're going to move on to basically what goes through their mind after you've gone as well. You've got three choices. You've got mushroom for number 1. You have got cornflower, it looks like, for number 2, and seagull for number 3. So if you want to take your choice, let me straighten those up for you. There you go.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, how do they feel when they see you? Pile number 1. This has got a very, very sweet feeling of somebody who, to me, feels like they've had to take up a role in their life to look like they're competent. Well, I don't know why that's making me laugh. That isn't funny, is it? It just is. Yeah, I'm not going to... let me keep talking. The 7 of Swords in the centre of the pile here, and then you've got the 4 of Pentacles here. So to me, it feels like it feels like somebody that gets nervous when they see you, that basically almost like trips over their own feet or wants to move away. And through the Emperor card down here, through going through life's type of trials that we all go through, where we have to be mature and we have to look like we are in control of ourselves and our energy, this person feels like, no, I'm going to do the mature thing, I'm going to have a conversation, I'm going to look like I am competent. And the 9 of Brushes down here is almost like they put up a little wall in a way and come across, the word isn't officious, because I think that might be a rude word, but official, you know, that sort of in control type of feeling. It may be officious, actually, I don't know, is that rude? That sounds like malicious. The Page of Pentacles here and the Page of Pentacles on this side with the Emperor above it, with regards to this to me feels like how they want to come across, so it will reflect on how they're feeling. And you've got the full moon, so this is somebody who's got a soft inside, but the Fool card here is somebody who is in a mundane situation with a sense of pride, a sense of trying to look like they're good. But with the Fool card, if you shove that through that and that and that, it's highly tense. There's a lot of trying to do the right thing in the outside world so that you look good. You look like you're normal. You know, the nice polite hellos, the doing your job well. You know, those things that as soon as you hit 50, you think, why? And then the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here is somebody who's still trying to do it. And this person may have, because it's making me feel like this, it feels like, you know, slight OCD. It'd be really interesting to see their handwriting. The Fool card here, you push Uranus energy through this, trying to look like they fit into the world and trying to look like they're not slightly nervous when they see you. It is hard. Oh, gosh, what's that girl on TV? She's in June. Her name's like Zalanda or Zendaya. Zoolander? Don't think that was her name. You can tell she's got a lot of Uranus energy going through her. Yeah, I can tell by the way she talks, the way that she mixes her words up, the way that she speaks fast, the way that her leg twitches, and Tom, whatever her boyfriend's name, I'm not sure either, Spider-Man, is very aware of it. And it's just difficult for the person that has it. So I'm feeling really sorry for your person, because at the moment he or she feels nervous but trying to do the right thing, and almost it's going to come across to you as almost putting their hackles up in some way with the 9 of Brushes. Okay, so as we're moving on, and I said that I would move on to basically how the situation's going, it feels like they relax. There may be something really smoothing and comforting about you that allows people with this energy, this need to comply or to look good, with what I guess is quite nervous energy. This is like somebody that may be good at sport, because they will be disciplined with lots of fire, not fire, but electric in them. So there's that ability to move fast. Somebody who's a sprinter, that type of, or somebody who works really hard or whatever they do with regards to sport. And then you've got here the Queen of Cups. You make this person feel attractive. You make them feel good. So after you've gone, or this is actually, excuse me, more in it. This is more after. You've got the Star, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Wands. And that is like a conversation that's rolling, and this just dribbles away. Yeah, I did make a fool of myself, or I didn't do that well, or I slipped up when I was young. It's like, who cares? Get rid of that. It's like, oh, well, stop trying to be polite. Who cares? It's like, I would shove those away, but I don't want to get rid of them more. It's like, oh, go on. It's like, who cares? Get rid of that. You make life feel good. You make them feel good. You make them feel attractive. You make them feel bright, clever, and articulate as if they've got something to say. And you come across as beautifully easy and smooth, loving, kind and considerate. The Queen of Cups is a lovely card to have, whether you're male or female. It's the life's okay, life's all right card, and you sit with me and we'll just smile. You know, it's that type of feeling of comfort and, I'm going to say joy then because it was the next word that came out. It's comfort and love, probably, with Ace of Buckets. So there's no wonder that when you're gone here with the Eight of Water, that this person is looking out for you again. It's balance here, the Queen. It's balance. You're balancing out those bits inside them that probably don't feel nice to them. Good for succeeding in the outside world, this energy. Really good for playing the, the human game of everything's okay and, we'll get the job done. And, which you probably, and I'm getting old now, in your early years, it's good to do that. It is good to, you can assert yourself, and the Emperor card there, it's like, you make your domain, get yourself, I don't know, I did this, but the ranks in work. But you may be in their life in the transition that they need to soften a little bit and stop trying so hard. And if this person is young, let's just say they're like 19, 20, this to me would probably be somebody who's nervous, but proud. Nervous and doesn't like to be shown up, which is very Aquarius. Aquarius is very fixed. And I know the Emperor isn't, but this one is. And so they've decided what is meant to be, and they've decided who they like, and so they go into situations. They're not quite as flexible as you would think. And so they're trying to hold their own. These two cards here, how you make them feel, is that what it was? Yeah. How do they feel? Which is basically the same thing, is they put up their barriers to you. They put up their barriers, and you may even see this person almost like bolting and hitting themselves in the face of the door, because that is nerves. And the Seven of Swords to me is like sneak out. It's like get out of the situation. Which, if you don't have this nature, which you very much may not, that will feel unusual to you. You probably have fallen for somebody possibly here who's a bit of a live wire and a bit of what I would say type A personality, possibly, with these two cards here. I don't feel that you are, and I don't feel that you make them feel like you. By the time you've left them, your energy possibly, this is strong energy, but yours is almost like water coming into a room, and it engulfs and smooths things out in some way. You make them feel good. How do you make them feel when they see you? Initially petrified, moving on to when they relax into the situation, it's like you make them feel like they're being hugged. You make them feel as if they're being hugged, and in that hug, you can feel the sexiest body ever with this card here. There's also you make them feel as if they can connect with you, I guess, in an intellectual way, whether you're both got the same sort of mindset or the same, I'm going to say level of education. And I don't really mean that at all, because I honestly don't mean that. I'm not going to go into why, but I really don't mean it. It's people have like different things that they find important, and you know, and whether it's you've got knowledge of how to fix cars or fix bikes or photocopiers, or whether it's whether you read books, there's something about the star card there that makes me think that how you see yourself as learned is where you bind. You know, you could have an interest in plants, and you know, the star card there is the mind, and to me it feels like moving forward with it and clicking it. This person, you may have said something to them, they thought, oh my gosh, we like the same thing, and that is when they start owning up with regards to their heart and their feelings. So you make them feel fantastic, but I think it's because you can see possibly that they are uncomfortable in their own skin. And you are good at making people feel comfortable and loved, kind. Oh, okay. So at the end, you have got the Eight of Water here, which through this balance, which I feel like is balancing out these two energies here, possibly through the Star and the Ace of Cups. Very good communication, but this is a strange one here, because you've got the Four of Cups here. It's like this person, you make them feel like they're in love with you, but nothing is actually offered. It's like nothing's put on the table. It's not like meet me next week or we got on really well. It feels as if it's like crushy energy. It's like crushy energy and fascination. Fascination in, you know, your energy being different from them and how good you make them feel. Which can go either way. It can go like they want to be like you, or they just enjoy being with you. But the Eight of Water, because this pile is so lovely, makes me think they just can't get enough of you. So how do they feel when they see you? To summarise this would be, I need to control myself. I need to look like I'm mature. I need to not run, I need to not stutter, I need to look smooth, I need to look calm, and up come the hackles because I'm too proud. This person probably does breathing exercises. If they see you coming, they will be doing slow breathing and controlling themselves in some way. And they try and bring things down to the mundane. That's how they cope with it. I feel like I'm talking to myself here. The Page of Pentacles would be concentrating on small things, so your mind doesn't run away with you with these cards here. But I wouldn't ever show this person up, because I feel that these hackles would be pretty difficult to get through the next time you see them. If it's a work situation with the Emperor card here and this defensive feeling, if you showed, it's got Capricorn feeling to me, and this is Capricorn, isn't it? If you showed them up in work, or if other workmates could see you flirting or see them losing it a little bit, I think this person wouldn't like it. You've got here this sweetness here as well. So once introduction is over, once this person feels like their heart rate's gone back down, this is when the lovely happens. This is when they get that hug, when you're like rubbing them, whatever I said. But they want more of you. That's how you make them feel. When they see you, as I've just said, when you're gone, they want more of it. So pile number mushroom, I'm going to go. Thank you very much. Bye. Gosh, pile number 2, I do know, but I don't know. What on earth is going on here? The central pile is the most important. How do you make this person feel when they see you? You've got the Eight of Wands twice, which is, and I'm going to have to look at this properly because it's twice. The swords are your thoughts, your mind processes, you know, sometimes your speech, your perceptions possibly. And this lady here is trapped by them in a cage, or just the sword surrounding, wrapped up totally in their own thoughts and finding it difficult. So this person, this isn't how you make them feel. The more that I look into it, this is how they make themselves feel. And that's anxiety. That is anxiety. But you've got under that the Six of Brushes. To me, the anxiety comes from recognising that you make them feel good, that they feel sexy, and possibly vice versa. And I'm thinking a lot vice versa, to be honest, because there's some sexy beast here strutting around in a red dress towards them, the Six of Brushes. And I wonder whether this person tries to put on an aura of competence, which is a little bit similar to pile number 2, because you've got here, don't take this as, you know, real. Don't take any of this as real. But if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. I just feel this person puts the guy, it's actually a rat with hands in his pockets, is like trying to look like they're competent. You know, trying to look like they're in charge of a situation, which causes them anxiety. So it may be somebody who doesn't feel secure in themselves, and you make them feel as if you come in very secure, because you've got the Nine of Cups and the Mama of Brushes here. So I don't know whether when they see you, you look like you, and you've got a little rat here as well. Oh, okay, the rat made the lady. Okay, this to me is a little bit of a power play, possibly, where you both know that you're attracted to each other. You're coming across as very confident in that. They're coming across as a little bit more uncomfortable with it. So their love nature, the way possibly with regards to how they're, when they showed their feelings when they were younger, perhaps wasn't received in a way that makes it feel that it's safe to do it now, is what I would say here. Because this confident feeling is showing up in you, but it's made you. And it's made you sexy. And the Nine of Cups there, it's like you know that they're attracted to you and they're not at ease with it. So you make them feel anxious, especially if you're at ease with yourself and confident. Because you've even got cards here of things said that, it's like healing. It's like, oh my gosh. You make them... I don't know how to put this into words, because these two cards here is like a journey, and your person is obviously the one that's going through the journey. And the Page of Swords here is maybe something's being said that has wounded, possibly here with this card here, to cause this here. Something has been expressed, whether they've said something to you and you've taken it the wrong way. I'll give you an example here. My daughter was working in the summer in this place, and a guy who she works with, the nice guy, came up to her and said, oh, I know you because you're friends with so-and-so, this other girl's name. And my daughter didn't recognise the surname because we never use it because it's complicated. So she said, no, I don't know. And he took it really personally, and they didn't speak. And he was slamming things in the kitchen, she said, because he was so insulted, which feels a bit like this. And anyway, a month later, it was all cleared up and they were laughing about it. But it's that type of feeling. It feels like something could have been said where you made this person perhaps contract or retract into themselves or their mind. And you're still coming across as happy and confident and looking good and, walking with a bit of strutty, sassy something or other here. So anyway, let's keep going. You've still got very closed off cards here as well. So how do you make them feel? It is anxious. But where they want to go, as it moves on, you've got the Ace of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. This person wants to chat. It's like somebody who's very much attracted to you, but not really sure what's gone on in the past, possibly, or whether you see them as being... I think that you both know there's too much brushes going on here. There's too much wands going on here. And these two are confident. It's like people, it feels like people, this is what it feels like to me. It feels like group people, fiery people, or people that enjoy company and don't know each other well enough yet. And so you're sort of going through what I guess is polite, but this person doesn't like this feeling because it's slightly anxious. It's like those polite pleasantries that you get at cocktail parties, when you like somebody, but you still have to go through the, how are you, where do you work, that type of thing. And this person's attracted to your confidence and wants to get to the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups where it's flowing, because that's what makes this person feel alive too. Whether there is fire between the pair of you, whether you're both very sociable, but you're just going through the beginning bits of getting to know each other here. This person, I guess, is uncomfortable with the polite pleasantries, and sees you more comfortable with it, more confident with it, and wants to show you, you make them feel like they want to show you how easy and how confident they are really, but it's not coming naturally yet. So what have I got so far? How do they feel when they see you? So I've got it written in front of me and I have to keep reminding myself. How do they feel when they see you? Anxious, wanting to look as if they are as confident as you, they are at ease themselves as you, wanting to speak to you easily, to play with you with these cards here, the 3 of stencils, and there's this band moving here, and if you take that with the Ace of Cups, that's like somebody who's walking a group down the street wondering where to go next or what to do that's that's fun, but they're still in the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles, so it's difficult to get there for them. You've got Venus here. There is, as you can stick that almost in between these 2 cards here, there's a lot of attraction between the pair of you. And I guess you're both normally quite open, quite at ease. I think you're quite at ease with, what you look like and how attractive you are, I assume. And that's a funny one because we were talking about this the other day, how different people know that they're good looking, but it doesn't bother them. Some people know they're good looking and they don't think about it very much. And other people know they're good looking and like to, play with it. And it's not just, you think like fire here, it's not just fire. I know a lot of Aries who know they're good looking and they don't flaunt it. They just are. They're just not interested. And this could be Leo though. Leo, Libra, which is very attractive. Leo, Taurus. So my fire and maybe a Venus-y sign there like Taurus and Libra. Which is very, very sexy. Well, Taurus and Libra are very attractive. There's who's that? Oh, some supermodel died yesterday, I think. I can't remember her name. It's Eastern European. Can't remember, to be honest. Begins with M, I think. Anyway, I was looking up her chart and thinking, okay, she looked Aries because she had that red tinge in her hair and her face and freckles. But she was Taurus as well, and she used to speak up about women's weight and said it'd be nice if models could just put on weight and just be what they were, which is a very Taurian thing to do. Happy in your body, even if it is bigger than what was dictated she was a 90s supermodel in the 90s because they were all very, very skinny. Anyway, let's get back to your question. How do they feel when they see you anxious? Wanting to look sexy, wanting to look confident, wanting to, if they stood there with their hands in their pockets while they're watching you, they're trying to regain to their sense of ease in themselves. They're trying to get themselves present before your energy hits them, which is like, to me, it feels like laughy, jokey, funny, sexy, confident. There's a feeling here of trying to heal what feels like they possibly could feel like the imposter syndrome here with these cards here, and this and this and this and this. I feel that they close off when they see you because it's not easy for them to do the polite conversation. And I've known people who are really sociable, but you sit them in a car, you get them on the telephone. A lot of the times older men, to be honest, as I'm saying this, like uncles and things, and they can't speak. they just can't speak. They just don't do it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just part of the way because they're older than like they'd be about 60, 70 now, that they just, I have no idea. But this person wants to get away from that not being able to communicate easily into chatting and laughing and fun and playing and expressing emotions. And you may actually get this the more that you get to know this person with the Venus at the end. But I feel that at the moment, you make them feel quiet when they're not. You make them feel as if they are, what's the word when you're uncomfortable, when you can't speak? Has anybody got one for me? And not incoherent, it's something like that. But that's how you make them feel as if they're stumbling and stuttering and awkward when they want to look like you. because that's probably why you're attracted to each other in the first place. So that's what I've got, pile number 2. You make them feel slightly awkward. You make them feel as if they want to get out of it very quickly. They don't want to get caught feeling awkward, because you come across as confident. They're prepared, possibly with these cards here, which are all slightly sort of stop, still, wait, to just keep it as it is for the moment. They can't see a way out of this uncomfortable feeling. And with the Venus card here, is there's something to do with like lapping up the I love, you know, what they see. Don't make that up. What they see, you know, these are the reds that are sticking out in the picture. Beauty. You make them feel as if you're a goddess and they're trying to get it all together. That's what I got, pile number 2. I'm going to leave that there. I have to remember them. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay. I don't feel like I need to say anything in this one, pile number 3, because if and the trumpet in the centre makes me think of music. If this was just without words, it would be da, 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 because the Judgment card and Lover's card in the central pile is you have a big impact on them, is probably what I would say here. I feel that this card has been in the central pile of all 3 readings, so there's still a feeling of anxiety that has gone through all 3 spreads, but this one has got a huge, look at that great card, is having a big impact on them. So I don't know whether you have walked in on them or done anything particular that has had a big impact on them. I don't quite know what that means. And I know my mind is thinking of certain situations, especially when you're young and people, not over me, but I have known girls I've been with or known have, you know, people have gone googly over them, as in like totally lost it. Because that's what it feels like. But there's some not, and I don't know whether, you know, to me, the Emperor was here in the last spread with that card there, so I was interpreting that as in like anxiety, like prideful anxiety of not wanting to look like you've lost it, really. Okay, so the 5 of Pentacles here at the beginning, the 7 of Swords and the Papa of Brushes here. What a combination. You've got a bit of everything in here. The Papa of Brushes is always confident. So the effect that you have on this person, if it's a Papa of Brushes type person, it's not easy. Okay, it's a different type of effect. If you had a Pentacle card or a Cup card here, the effect that you have on them would be more, oh my God, there they are, what am I going to do about it? But with the Papa of Brushes here, it's, oh my God, there they are, I am going to do something about it. And this person, possibly with these big major arcana over here and this card here, it just doesn't know what to do yet and doesn't like the thought of being trapped in their own thoughts. Only I'm changing it because of that card here. The 5 of Pentacles, have you met this person in a situation where they can't express themselves clearly anyway, is what I would say here, because you've got like a woman in a cage with a flower in the centre. And this card down here is like, have you met them when there's other people around, or have you let your presence be known in a work situation or something where this person feels trapped? Because with this energy down here, you know, you go to an Aries or a Sagittarius more so than a Leo, and you make them feel like this and they let you know it. And that is what is so lovely about them. Leo, probably too as well, actually, thinking of the Leo women that I know. They love to be adored, and if somebody makes them feel adored, they will reciprocate straight away. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So where have you got these then? You make them feel, that's nice. That is difficult. Trapped, because they're trapped. It's like they want to get out to play. They want to move out this situation, which maybe, this to me feels like you've made some impact on them. It feels like they're having like Christmas dinner with the whole family around, and you've walked in some sort of like sexy dress, and this person's like, I'm going to play with this. This is fun. Oh my God, how do I get away from the table next to Grandpa? That's what it feels like, and that's where this sneaked off to. Right, so let me keep going with that thought about Grandpa at the Christmas table with the turkey. If you don't celebrate Christmas, try and shift it to some sort of celebration that you do have, and all the family is sat around. It's very traditional, and somebody comes in who makes them feel like the world's turned upside down and they've fallen in love, like these two here, because that's how you make them feel. You've got here the Ten of Swords and the Hangman, the Temperance card. This combination together is all like they don't get away from the table. It's like Grandpa's still watching, Grandma's watching here. It's like painful. It's like, oh my God, this isn't going to go anywhere. I can't get out of this. I'm like wrapped up. I can't do anything, because these are like major arcana to me with regard to this whole spread. Feel like you want to have some action, and it's like, oh, stop, watch, wait, balance. And the Sister of Pentacles, oh, you could do that. Just pass the salt. And there's somebody incredibly sexy at the end of the table, looking like Jessica Rabbit or Jeremy Rabbit, and you just like passing the salt. So then this person would not enjoy that. This person coming across as the Papa Brushes would want action, and with this is the effect that you've had on them. It's huge, and then just passing the salt. Here I am, just passing the salt. Okay, so let's see more where this is leading. What could happen afterwards. You've got here the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Cups. They want. It's like, when am I going to get you on my own, on your own? Yeah, on their own. When are we actually going to be able to play? Or because this is like torture. That's the effect that you have on them. It's a feeling of wanting to break free. It's a feeling, a huge impact, but almost like it's like being wrung in the wash. And there's like, I can't really say it. It's that anxiety to do with what I guess is feeling big in a big situation, but with, I don't know, it's like tradition around it, or work, or people watching in here that is making this person's big energy almost go into, well, there we go, that's probably, I just have to behave myself. Here's salt. And you make them feel frustrated, I guess, with this card here and this card here, because this is big. It's frustration, it's immediate attraction, it's I want to play, I know you do too. Actually, to be honest, with this energy here, I don't think it would really matter if they thought that you didn't find them attractive, because this is coming across as strong, because it's like breaking through this, what it feels like a steady, tight. This is like traditional and steady. This is like tied into something. This is a big personality that normally expresses love in a grand way, or a very obvious way, or is not shy. And this feeling here is like wanting to sneak out and do something different. You've got here the central power, which is most important, a huge big impact being made. It's like some sort of meteorite that lands themselves on that Christmas table here, which is causing them anxiety. They can't express themselves the way that they normally would. So you've got cards here which feel like somebody's got a hand on top of their head. It's like, stay still, you can't do anything. It's not the correct thing to do. It's not the polite thing to do. So this person is trying to communicate with you in small ways to let you know that they find you attractive. But they don't find it easy, and they don't enjoy the situation of it being tempered or tied in, is what I would say here. And that's how you make them feel. Frustration. I feel like I'm shouting. That's what I'm getting. I feel it myself. To have those next with that in the centre is unpleasant. It's unpleasant, but highly amusing if you're writing a play. There must be situations in so many films where this comes in, you know, where two people find each other attractive, but you do feel like you're sat with the family and doing the polite thing. You know, these are big cards, and these are big cards. But, and this is heavy. This is like, oh my God, okay, let me just be polite. And this could even be somebody who's been introduced to you through family or through a work situation or some situation where it's difficult to get the relationship going, whether to express themselves. And if this person is naturally quite, I'm going to say addictive then, what I actually meant was confident in themselves and they get things moving, then that's why they would feel like that. That's, you know, this person likes to take the initiative, I guess. So their mind is going all over the place trying to think, well, how on earth can I get close to this person? And it feels like it's incredibly difficult. And Ten of Fire is like, oh my God, there we go. Painful. So to sum this up, pile number 3, how do they feel when they see you? It's a case of, oh my Lord, he or she is the one. But what can I do about it? What I would like to do about it is flicking through my head like 20 times a minute. But I'm going to be polite because I have to be polite. So I'm just going to keep the relationship on a very mundane level, show them that I like them, show them that I want to be with them. You know, if that is the case, they're the sister essentials. It's like polite conversation. It's like being there and putting on your polite face and passing the soul. And then these cards here are working together, possibly, or being together in a situation that just feels as if you are carrying a whole bag of confessions on your back with this boat of confessions here that could come out at any time with this person, but it's uncomfortable for them now. So I don't know if that's a short read or a long read. I haven't got any time on my screen, so I'm going to finish that there because I think that's probably reasonably clear. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Bye.